Now we transition to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and we turn to Martin Rogers of USA Today Sports. Martin, what we saw yesterday was, I don't even consider it a charade. We know Conor McGregor is the absolute showman, but I don't think Khabib Nurmagomedov knew exactly what he was getting into, considering the dirt that Conor McGregor uncovers via his trash, in the form of trash talking to his opponent. What did you make of this entire spectacle that occurred?
Yeah, a little bit different to a lot of people. I thought it was a win for Khabib. I thought he did know what he was getting into. I thought he was well prepared for it and didn't bite. The mistake we make time and time again is assuming that if someone reacts strongly to Conor McGregor, that means that they know what they're doing and they're in control. Totally the opposite. I mean, we saw in the past, Eddie Alvarez responded. Jose Aldo responded to Conor McGregor's taunts. He's always well prepared. Khabib did the right thing. If Conor McGregor tried to talk over him, as he did time and time again, he put the mic down and he waited. When Conor McGregor lunged at him during the face-off, Khabib just held his ground, didn't flinch. And I thought he handled it well. And I thought McGregor got a little bit more and more inflammatory and a little bit more and more desperate. He didn't like that yesterday. Conor McGregor likes a situation where there's a screaming crowd who cheers every time he utters an F-bomb. Right. There was no crowd yesterday. There was no cheering. And I thought McGregor lost the press conference. Look, he's a great showman. He knows how to sell a fight. But I thought he was uncomfortable yesterday. And I thought Khabib did everything he could to kind of diffuse the situation.
I was just going to ask you, and I'm not trying to create a divide between the fans and the media, but it is such a different event when in these press conferences, you don't hear the ooh-ahs and you don't hear everybody, oh, Conor, you got him, you zinged him. I mean, in a way, maybe I'm answering your question, my own question, but in your opinion, you think Conor lost the press conference? Is it just because there were no fans there to react to his gimmicks?
A little bit of both. Yeah, I mean, the reason there were no fans there was because they didn't want a major incident. And the reason they were fearful of that, the UFC, was because things kick off when Conor McGregor gets angry. As we saw in Brooklyn just a few months ago, there was no way they could risk having, a couple of thousand fans in there. It could have been absolute mayhem. So, McGregor brought that one upon himself, and it does change the vibe of it for sure. Like, I mean, if you say something and there's cheers, like, I mean, it doesn't take much to make a Conor McGregor crowd cheer. Right. A couple of F-bombs will generally do it, right?
Absolutely.
So, it's an easy win for him in that kind of situation. When he's cracking his little wisecracks and it's met with sort of stony silence because the media's not going to cheer, like they're doing their job, it's going to be a very different vibe to it. And you know what? I thought the fact that McGregor obviously does his research. He always does. So he brought up all kinds of stuff. Brought up Khabib's dad. He brought up his religion. He brought up different kinds of things. I thought that the further McGregor sort of, threatened to overstep the bounds of decency, if you like, that showed that he was reaching a little bit. He was struggling. He was unable to get under Khabib's skin, and he didn't like it. And you know what? The MMA media can be a little bit soft sometimes. I didn't hear many people calling McGregor out, but he definitely overstepped. Like if you're calling someone backwards because they don't drink, and they don't drink because of their religion, I don't know. I think if that was a different situation, maybe involving an American athlete, there'd have been a much more of an outcry than there was.
If you made it to the end of this video, mazel tov. If you want to see more, hit the bell and hit subscribe. Why don't you?